Being featured is brought to you by Lucky Horseshoe, A&R Electrical Services, and Patient Spirit Productions.
My guest being featured today is well known in the entertainment industry. He's a mentor to many, and he's the producer of the Richard Stoute Teen Talent Show. His name is Richard Stoute. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I understand that the Richard Stoute Teen Talent is off to a booming start.
Booming, I think it's more like a tremendous start. We had the opening at the Davy South Winds last Sunday, and the reviews in the media has been saying if it's anything to go by the start, it means we're in for a tremendous year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, this year is a special year for you. I remember a month ago you told me, well, this year is a very special year. Explain to me why.
Yeah, well, this is 39 years of Teen Talent, which is a tremendous achievement. And then after 39 comes 40. So I'm celebrating the 40th anniversary of Teen Talent next year. And I would also celebrate my 70th birthday on the 8th of January, which I plan to celebrate in grand style as well. And then it coincides with Barbados' 50th anniversary of independence. So I think it's a spiritual thing that's happening.
Nice. Well, I was browsing through your bio a couple times today, and I recognized that you came up with a family of talent. Your brother, Calypsonian, sister, outstanding vocalist. Richard, you vocalist yourself.
Yeah.
Talk about growing up in a family, surrounded by so much talent.
Well, my whole family sings. Even the old singer machine under the bed was a singer. So, we were gifted to my mom. My mom was a singer. She used to wash clothes in the yard and sang, and I guess all the talent came from her. And I used to follow my older brother and sister, Mike Wilkinson, who was the first Calypso monarch of Barbados. And my sister was dubbed the first lady of song in Barbados, likening to be like Ella Fitzgerald and these people. And they would sing at all the big shows around Barbados. And my brother sang with the Royal Barbados Police Band, traveled with them all over the world. And my sister sang at all the local shows. So I wanted to be just like them. And so I joined and helped form the group called the Opels in the New Orleans, where we rehearsed in the New Orleans Public Convenience. Mitch Springer, Hubert Grant, Kenrick Braffic. We got together in the evenings, and a guy who was a boxer called Fred, nicknamed Lord Jesus. We would get together in the Orleans on evenings and practice. People showered while we practiced. And that's where the Opels were born. And I'm proud to be a founder member of that group. And the late Jackie Will came down and joined us and named us without even telling us that he named us after him. Because when he had his concert, we saw Henderson Braffitt and the Opels, but we didn't know that he named us the Opels. So that's when we found out the same night of the show that we were called the Opels. And so that's where my singing career started. I entered the Calypso competition too in 1959 at the Trade Fair site where the Jolly Roger moves off now. Right down there, that's where it used to be called, it used to be a site for University of West Indies. And I sang down there with Lord Sivers and the mighty producer, and I won $25, placing third in that competition.
Nice.
Sang a song about a blind man who claimed he saw a young boy steal a bread, which incidentally was written by the person who won, the mighty producer, who sang a song about the Barbadian legendary King Dal, and Lord Sivers sang about police is a nurse's choice. So producer got $100, Sivers got 50, and I got 25. So, when you look at what's happening today in terms of what the guys are getting, I feel that I pioneered in more ways than one. fellows in the business now making lots of money out of it, and I'm happy for them.
Well, definitely. You came up with the era with Spooge.
Yes,
Spooge was built
yes.
a big thing.
Oh, yes.
Now people thinking, well, Spooge is dead. What's his position with Spooge?
Well, the people who should have been pioneering Spooge music killed it. I remember when Elumber Motley was in charge of the NCF. He was the caption of a photograph in the Nation newspaper with him dragging a coffin through the crop over festivities saying Spooge is dead. And then you had Al Gilch, who also became chairman. He also mentioned that it was no longer live either. He thought it was dead too. And he'd written the liner notes on Jackie Opal's first album. So if he says that, then, you know, so you had people who were responsible people who should know better, you know, killing it before it started. I guess because they wanted to identify with other idioms of music. But that's their choice, you know. And then Jackie Opal came from a very poor background. I think that in Barbados, unless you come from a big family orientation, or you've been to school at one of the colleges or Comamere or one of those places, whatever you do seem to be very lukewarm. I'd like to see that stop though, you know, because the nucleus of our development in terms of sports and entertainment came from the rural areas. But so much represents you if you come from a background of education or political aspirations. And I think that this has completely destroyed things like Spooge and what other things that have been implemented by people of poor quality in Barbados.
So what do you think that we could do to, you know, to bring it back alive, bring it back to life?
Oh, that's going to take a hell of a lot of work, because we have already systemized the young people with the reggae from Jamaica. I mean, we have a reggae festival that is volume to the effect that people always look forward to it. It's a season now, and Spooge doesn't really have identity with our young people. You'll have to do a lot of work. I tried earlier, very much earlier, and you know, but I was like out in the cold by myself, you know, working hard to get it right. But that's going to be difficult. If you look at it carefully, they had a reggae festival recently, and Shirley Stoute, a renowned Barbadian singer, has a monster song called "Walk Away from Love." But to my amazement, Dobby Dobson of Jamaica was invited to Barbados to sing Shirley Steute's song. You know, how can you invite a Jamaican artist to sing a monster hit written and recorded and sang so beautifully by a Barbadian artist, and you overlook the Barbadian artist and bring the Jamaican artist and pay him? You know, we've got to stop that, you see, and that's what's happening to us as a people. The home drum must beat first, and we have to look at how we can embrace our own and give them that upliftment to make Barbados a better place for all of us.
Well, you came up in New Orleans, the 60s, 70s. Take us back to those days.
New Orleans, I'm so happy to have been born in New Orleans, because it taught me how to deal with poverty. I came along in poverty. I was very, very poor, you know, and I had to walk from the 6th Avenue to the 8th Avenue to catch water mornings to go to bathe, to go to school. Then my dad dug a well in the yard, and we had to bathe from the well amidst the frogs. Taking to school a bottle of tea that would turn to ringworms at lunchtime, 1 bake and 2 breads, you know, so, and you know, no shoes. So when I hear people talk about hard times now, I said, what are these people talking about? You know, hard times. I never dreamt the day would have come when I'd be able to turn on a light in a house or watch a television. I used to have to pay 10 cents to go in the house to watch television, and ask a telephone call from Miss Compton, my neighbor, you know. So I would think that I'm better off today, because I have my own light now and my own television, you know. So that's growth for you, you know. But I think what the parents need to do is to teach their children where we came from. I think we're afraid and ashamed of our past, and we don't want to acknowledge where we came from. I think if a man forgets where he comes from, he will never know where he's going. We need to teach our children what the days of yesterday used to be like, and educate them so that they would be able to appreciate more of what they have now.
And partying in this era, some of the older folks think that it's like going to war. Talk about partying in your day when there was no knives, no guns.
Well, you know, it's a different mindset now because children are getting children. And I just spoke to you about the lack of education of children. So you need to tell our children, you know, that ignorance is really nothing to get involved with. You know, we need to be more demonstrative of the power of what being good is all about. It's easier to be good than to be bad. You know, and I think that I'm a prime example of that. I came from a rural area. I came from New Orleans where they said it was a bad area. I lived 69 years in this country. And the only court I've ever been to is Court Furniture Limited. I played on a lawn tennis court and a court women, you know, so that's the only court I dealt with. And so if people would set this kind of example for their children, you'd have less violence and more understanding of how to be good. It is easier for you to set good examples for yourself and for your children than to be out there trying to highlight yourself as some bad man, you know, because evil does not defeat good. It doesn't matter how long it takes. No evil can defeat good, and at the end of the day, you will end up in prison or in jail, and so you hurt your parents and you hurt yourself. So we have to be more aware of that. I think that it would be good if we turn to our artistic people. Admittedly, people like Lil Rick and Peter Ram, these are the people that the young people, you know, they like to hear them, they like their music, they dance, the music send them crazy. So why don't you use them to go into these areas? Because they look up to these people. I believe that if Lil Rick ran for the elections next time, he'll win a seat. You know, because that's how powerful his music is, and then all credit to him for taking his life and doing something positive with it. You know, and I think that he might be able to make a difference with these people. Maybe ask him to record songs that teaches them how not to behave the way they are behaving, and they will listen to him because he's a person that they look up to. You know, so I think we need to use artistic people to bring to the fore to eliminate some of the problems that we have and the people that the people like. Because if you're a hero, if people like you, they will listen to you. And I would like to see more positive songs being recorded by our local artists, songs that speaks of how we can help to make a difference in our lives with our young people, and so that when they listen and dance to the music, that they can be educated instead of the ramp, jam, bam, bam, ram, ram thing all the time, and all it does is go over your head. You know, we need to be serious about that. And the artists are the people who can make the difference in this country. And that's why I'm asking for more respect for them. Because, for example, you have Dr. Anthony Carter. Nobody calls him that. He's still Gabby, you know. And so all that has to stop. You know, he's earned that. So I'd like to see when he's promoted into performing shows and stuff like that, that they say, give him his title. Because that's what he earned, you know. And we have to give more respect to our artistic people. You cannot have a tourism industry without entertainment. And entertainment must play a pinnacle role in how well our tourist industry develop. And the hotels themselves too have to look at how they can embrace the talented people who are victorious in our crop over festivals, in our NCF productions, the NIFCA, in my teen talent competition, how to give them a chance to shine and to help them to make a living from the business. Because everybody is not going to be a lawyer or a doctor, you know, that's for sure. So you have to give those people an opportunity to make the difference.
Yeah, I remember speaking to you some time back, and you had this amazing technique with one of your sons, Kevin Stoute, cricketer. When you always explain, when he was at school, you would say, listen, if you want to play cricket, you're going to play cricket, and for every run, it's $1. Talk about raising Kevin as a cricketer.
Yeah, I mean, you have to let people function in their own environments, you know, because if your child says he wants to be a carpenter, you got to let him go ahead and do that. You know, if you try to make him a doctor, you know, you might give one of the patients a harmalash, you know, because he wants to be a carpenter. So what I did with Kevin, I said, well, look, you want to be a carpenter, I'm going to back you 100%. And from the time he was 3 years old, I said to him, look, well, let's get into this cricket. And I would be throwing balls at him, or even he missed about 65 balls. I said, okay, I quit. He said, Daddy, you can't quit yet. I said, why? Because I haven't hit the ball yet. So the next time I showed, he stuck it on top of the house. He said, now you can done know, you know. So from then on, I knew he was going to be a cricketer. But what I did, I gave him an incentive. I says, every run you make for your school, I'm going to give you $1. So he makes one run, I give him $1. He makes 16 runs, he gets $16. I was doing that for the time he went on to play for Barbados, you know. And what he did, he was so smart. He saved all those little dollars and things that I gave him. So he was working from the time he was in school. And that's what we need to do with our children, you know, give them incentives and help them to develop them themselves properly. I do it right now for this young man called Rashidi Boucher that I have a lot of confidence in as a cricketer. And I think he should be given every opportunity to make his way because he has the talent to do so. So every century he makes, every time he makes 100, I find $100 to give it to him. You know, and so all this is encouraging not only for my son, but for other people's children too, you know, because your life is not only about you, it's about other people. It is what you can do to make other people happy. And if we combine our efforts to help each other happy, we'll be a happier place.
Well, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll hear more from Richard Stoute. Welcome back to the show. We have with us today the godfather of entertainment, Richard Stoute. Richard, let's start to speak about the Richard Stoute Teen Talent. Tell me about Richard Stoute Teen Talent, how you got it started.
1977 was a year that I will always remember. I was given the opportunity to be the entertainment coordinator at the Den Barbados Holiday Inn Hotel. My job was to create programs that would bring interest to the locals. And the first thing that struck me was, you know, one day the planes would stop coming. And what if I introduce local people into the hotels so that when the other hotels are looking for tourists to come, we can depend on the local people to come and support us. So that's where Teen Talent was born. So I thought, well, look, let me introduce a youth program here and let all the parents of all these children come into the Holiday Inn Hotel and mingle with the tourists and see their children and hear their children perform. And that's where it started. And from 5 people one evening, including the likes of Dr. Anthony Carter and Sir Don Marshall in the audience, just 5 of them were there. It is now going into what has given Barbados its productivity in terms of our entertainment growth. You know, I'm very happy to sit here this evening and talk about the development of people like Edmund Yearwood, Alison Hines, and Rupi, and Adrian Clark, and TC, and Tamar Marshall, and Hal Linton, and I'll be here all evening calling names, you know, but everybody who's somebody came through this program. And I want to say thank you, young people, for showing me that I didn't waste my time. Now, people must understand that I never managed these young people. I just put them out there, and after that, whatever they did with their lives, you know, it was up to them. I never wanted anything from anybody because I don't believe in management. I believe in giving people a chance to shine and give them opportunities to make better for themselves. And that's what I did. And today, I'm happy to see the progress. I want to congratulate Classic for winning the Calypso Monarch. He was with me when he was about 16 years old. People like the young lady who came second, Donella, you know, Young Blood, Anderson Armstrong, who's a real phenomenal entertainer and a decent young man too, who every year he would take his time to do all of my productions advertising free in his studio, you know, because he said, you know, for what you've done for me, sir, you know, I think I ought to give you back something, you know. But what I'd like to see is for them to form an association, a fund, call it the Richard Stoute Teen Talent Fund. They handle it. They can put on things and then they make the money. And then while I still have the health and strength through the grace of God to continue what I'm doing, they can help fund the thing. They can write the checks and say, well, I have to pay the song man, and they pay, you know. And then when the good Lord above says, I want you to come away from here now, they can take it over, you know, because this is something that I'll never like to see die, you know, and I hope that they understand where I'm taking them. I want them to come together and it says to them, I'm giving back to a forum that made me who I am today. You know, it's very simple.
Well, 39 years is a long time, and surely you'd have had some rocky roads. How did you make it through those tough patches?
I want to say to everybody in the presence of my voice that no road is rocky as long as you believe in God. I believe that God is my Redeemer. God has given me my health and strength. I pray to God about everything that I wanted to achieve in life. And let people understand that there's somebody above them that can pull them out of any situation and believe that God is real. Prayer is a mighty source. I walk the streets in prayer. You know, that's why I don't get into situations with people, because I know how to pray. And when you do that, you have peace with yourself, and He will heal all the things that are before you. There have been obstacles. People have thrown all kind of bricks in my way, but God has helped me, show me how to step over them. You know, you see, man will fail you, but God will not.
Well, talk about some of the outstanding moments of those years.
Yeah, I'm particularly pleased about when Edwin Yearwood came to me in 1983. He came with a group of guys from the Pine. They were on bicycles. And I was scared because I said, what are all these guys doing in front of my house? And I said, what's the problem? So they said, we brought this young man for you to put him into your competition. So I said, but it's so late now. He came, it's the last preliminary, and today's Friday. The last rehearsal is Saturday. But can you sing? He said, yes, I can sing, but can I have a glass of water? Because he was writing, and I gave him the water, and as he said to me, I said to him, go ahead and sing. And he started to sing, when he sang 2 lines, and I said, oh no, you got to sing. Come to rehearsal tomorrow, and the rest is history. Edwin Yearwood won the whole competition. Adrian Clark at age 20 called me up and said, his sister had called on his behalf and said, my brother is really good, but he was scared to enter your competition, and he wrote so many forms and tore them up. But now he's age 20, will you give him a chance? I said, well, but bring him down to the rehearsal and let me hear him sing. And Adrian came down to the rehearsal. We were rehearsing in Hastings at that time. And I said, well, let me hear you sing. And when he sang, the same thing happened. So I called all the contestants together. I said, listen, I'm going to change the rules from 19 to 20. And then I thought, well, put it to 21 so that you can give a fellow that comes like Adrian a chance to be discovered as well. And also Adrian Clark has proven beyond any doubt that I made the right decision, because look at the talent that he's demonstrated to everybody in Barbados now. So those are some of the highlights that I would always remember, and show me the importance of being there for people, particularly young people. You don't ever close the door on young people, because young people are the future of the country. If they fail, Barbados fail, and we have to understand that. The more opportunities we give to them, the better it is for all of us. And I'm grateful to God that I have the vision and understanding to do such things.
Well, before we leave, tell us a little bit about Richard Stoute Teen Talent this year, the dates, everything. So if there's anyone interested in coming to the show, they will have information.
Absolutely. We started last Sunday. We had the opening ceremony the Sunday before. And now we are into the first week. Last week we started off with a great performances by all the performers in the show. And this week we're going to go to week 2. We have 7 preliminaries, and then that leads us up to the 1st of November. We have the over 21 finals, and then the 8th of November at the Barbados Hilton will be the finale of the Teen Talent competition. But the workshops are on every Thursday at the Clement Payne Center. If you feel you've got the talent, like I said, I don't turn back anybody. You come and let me hear you sing. I'm here to give you an opportunity. You win $6,000, a scholarship to study at the Barbados Community College, and let me say thanks to them for being there with me for so many years. Roberts Manufacturing, who's been absolutely phenomenal, in giving me some assistance. The Barbados government, who came aboard 4 years ago to help out as well, and I'm grateful to all these people who've taken the time to help me give better opportunities for our young people in Barbados.
Well, Richard Stoute, I want to thank you very much for coming. Very informative, and I wish you all the best in the future.
It has been my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The godfather of entertainment, Richard Stoute.